So here's a cool thing that I want to show you guys. So you guys will probably think that this is a Roomba 870 and this one is a Roomba 780, but this is in fact not true, because the major difference of the Roomba 700 series and the 800 series was the cleaning mechanism. So as we know, the 700 series uses the Aerovac Series 2 system with the gray cleaning head module, and the brushes design was the bristle brush and another rubber beater brush. And the 800 series has the Aeroforce system with 2 debris extractors and a new Aeroforce bin. We call it Aeroforce system. So let's look at the 870 right here, and as you guys can see that it has the Aerovac Series 2 system. However, this one, it has the Aeroforce system with the rubber debris extractors with the Aeroforce bin. So how do I do this? I basically swap their exteriors between these two. So I swapped the 780 one to the 870, and I swapped the 870 one to the 780. I know it's in a different color scheme, my painting's very bad, so don't judge about that. At least it works. And because the Roomba 700 series and the 800 series share almost the same platform, I mean the chassis, just like how modern cars nowadays, they can swap some of the components easily thanks to its chassis design that can basically, it's compatible with all of the components right there. And I maintain the motherboard on the 700 series right here. This is the 780 actually. I maintain the motherboard, and I swap the user interface on this one to right here. Basically this one looks like 770 now because this one doesn't have the RF module on it, but this one now does, so we can basically call it 880 with those touch buttons. Well, the lights are not in the best condition now. They were almost burnt because the old firmware on this one doesn't shut off the lights while it's charging, so it lost so much of the light. And everything works just fine. The scheduling functions, the RF function, this one too. Okay, so, and the handle was actually swappable too. I swapped the faceplates and the chassis cover because these strips were slightly different on this one. As you can see, there's a curve on right here, while this one doesn't. And that's basically most of the differences. And there's another one. So if you look at the 870 chassis cover, there is no longer have the side charging port. Well, this 780 still does, even though this 780 does have a hole on it, but the 870, this chassis is the 870, doesn't have the side charging port, because since the introduction of the 800 series, they have also introduced this integrated home base with the power adapter integrated into it, so you no longer need this one and this power brick. You just need a 8-figure wire right here, and you no longer has to charge it at the side right here. Well, this 780 still does have it, because if you didn't plug in this side charging port, it will basically not dock. While this 800 series just does it normally. And I'm gonna show you they are running. So this is the 780. Okay, this is the 870 with the Aeroforce. Yep, so you guys can see the difference now. It's basically just swapping the chassis cover, the user interface with the user interface panel on the circuit board. So you swap these three components, and including this cosmetics, the handle, and this cover, and including, yeah, that's probably all. And you also have to swap the pins. Unfortunately, you cannot swap these release buttons, like this release cap, because they still have a gap that doesn't fit in, so you can only maintain like this. And that's a very bad design on the 700 series. It's very hard to like release, but this 800 series you can basically do it smoothly. And also this 700 series, when you remove the bin, it doesn't work, as you guys can see. Oops. And when I remove the bin, it will instantly report an error, but on my 870 it doesn't. Even some of the 800 series users doesn't have this problem. As you guys can see, I remember one time I got an error 11 on the 800 series, but after that I no longer get that error. It's quite weird. So that's probably all for today. It's not really important on swapping this to cosmetics, but it's very cool if you want to play around with those. So thanks for watching. If you guys have any questions, you can basically let me know, because I love playing those. So see you guys soon.